President Bola Tinubu will return to the country on Monday after a 2-week working visit to Europe. Mr. Bayo Onanuga, Special Advisor to the President, Information and Strategy, said this on his X handle. President Bola Tinubu will return home today, the spokesman said in a brief statement. The President, who departed Nigeria on April 2nd for Paris, France, held a high-level meeting with Mr. Massad Bolus, the U.S. Department of State's senior advisor for Africa. The discussion focused on deepening bilateral cooperation to enhance regional security and sustainable economic development across Africa. After his engagements in Paris, Tinubu proceeded to London over the weekend, where he continued consultations and maintained regular communication with senior government officials in Abuja. Well, I'll begin with you, Barrio Marafel. There have been public outcry, there have been public call for the president to come back, to Nigeria as regards to the insecurity going on in Plateau State as well as Edo State. In fact, to this end, a lot of people are saying that, okay, the president is now becoming a virtual president, making effective use of the digital world, ruling Nigerians virtually. So there have been so many claims from Nigerians, so many talks, so many back and forth, so many backlashes and all of that coming from Africans. And now his spokesperson, Bayo Onanuga, is saying that, okay, the president will be coming back today from his trip. Well, how do you feel about that? What's your take? What's your thought as regards to his coming back today?
A way of saying that that Nigerians should be happy to welcome their president since I've been away. But that's not what we are willing to hear. We're willing to hear the new development on the Nigerian economy and how to beautify it, to make sure that the citizens, that's the poor masses, can quickly rely on our good governance and the necessity that they can survive with. Because as of when he traveled, people were, lamenting and, talking like, what is he traveling for when the country is
we have
on
the
fire?
Likes of Peter Obi, we have the likes of Atiku, who have strongly criticized the president's travel.
They were more of saying that the country is on fire, so why traveling and all that. So there is no peace in the country. No peace in the Plateau State. No peace in Ondo, no peace in other states.
What matters is that he's back now. He's in Nigeria.
Okay.
So how do you feel about that he's in Nigeria? What's your take? What's your thought? I mean, what are your expectations from the president as he is back into Nigeria?
If he's back, actually, just as you said, he went for a kind of security meeting, according to the statement.
All right.
So we're going to expect more from him.
Okay.
That's to see his new doings.
All right.
Yes. Let it look very much secured that the country now, the Benue State, the River State, the Plateau State and other states will get that betterment of security, which we can be very much happy that because of his travel, that the country security is no longer,
Okay. Well, Dr. Paul Nwala, a lot of people, we've discussed this on the show where Peter Obi has been, incessantly criticizing the president for leaving the country whilst we had insecurities happening in places such as Plateau State and Edo State, and we have headsmen and Boko Haram killing people. They have criticized this, and now the president is coming back today. What tangible outcomes can Nigerians, from your own perspective, I just want to get that, expect from President Bola Tinubu's meeting in Paris at London, particularly regarding regional security and economic development?
You see, if not you mentioning the reason why he traveled, such was never disclosed to Nigerians. What we learned was that the president has traveled for working visits. And that is what prompted most of the criticisms. You have traveled for working visits. Your house is on fire. So many things have been damaged. If by the time you finish and come back, you don't have a country again, which country will you preside? Or by the time you are back, the people you are ruling have all been massacred. Who will be the benefit or the beneficiary of the outcome of the visit. So the communication gap is a problem. It's a problem. Nobody that we hear what you have just read now, that he went for regional securities and this and that. Maybe if people have been privileged to know about that, some of these reasons would have reduced. But the truth would have been, at the moment you are there for the security and something disastrous is happening in your country, you could take a flight back, give your instructions, see how things are how things would be addressed, and then return back. Right. Some other presidents have done it. Some have even suspended their personal vacation because of national interests or national issues. But now that he is back, thanks be to God that he is back safely, it is about time within the shortest period for us to feel the impact of what he has traveled for. Since the purpose, according to how it has now been revealed, centered on security. So one would begin to expect drastic measures to address already the damages that have been done, and not also the damages have been done. How to stop? Because our government has been always in the position of a reactionary perspective. They won't act promptly. It is only when something has gone wrong they will now react.
As we speak now, over 200 people have been killed in Plateau State and several places such as Edo State. Now the question is, and the president have stayed for over 2 weeks. Let me just put it 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, he has stayed, in France and all of those places. Now, how does these affect his public image, the administration's public image?
No. It has a purely negative image. Purely negative image. One, the essence of government is protection, is focused on protection of lives and properties. So where lives and properties are no longer secured under a president, do you expect people to applaud the president? No. It has caused a very big damage. That's why you see opposition parties and political leaders are leveraging on these issues to lure over the electorates, criticize him constructively, painting him as a president that does not care, even when things are going wrong. People are dying, killings, and then it's just spreading from Plateau State, Benue State, Edo State, even Taraba State, even Nasarawa State. So it's just escalating.
All right. Okay. Did you see, that's Baroma Raphael, did you see the president's trip, to Europe as very necessary?
If you check, just that the new statement coming up now is that he went for a security meeting. Yeah, but before it was a walking visit. So if you check walking visit and security meeting is not the same thing. So bringing security maybe I think should be a kind of political statement.
Or could this be a clash on information? What do you think?
It should be misinterpretation, because he said earlier that he's going for a walking visit, which all Nigerians were saying, why there are things you should work on in Nigeria, and you're living here to go for another walking visit. It's not necessary. That's why everybody were criticizing him. But at this point in time where he came back and he is saying he went for a security visit, it's another statement. So in course of interpretation, Nigerians is a kind of giving anticipation to Nigeria now that he went for a security visit, whereby Nigerians should be assured that security in future gonna be better.
All right, so we have a case where they say that he was going to rule virtually. He was doing everything virtually whilst he was outside Nigeria. Could you think that this virtual meeting, might have sufficed, given the urgency of domestic issues in Nigeria?
No. The point of view here is if you took that bold step to travel to each of these states to monitor the affairs physically, it should have gone a long way to stabilize the issues, either the security, the economy, or whatsoever the people are passing through, just like River State. Since he brought in the Abbas and what he have not visited River State.
All right.
The issue in Edo State, the issue in Plateau State, we haven't heard of him visiting any of those states to really see the situation himself.
Well, hopefully...
A way to show that concern that he's ready to do more for the people.
He's back today. Hopefully he's going to do that, right? Hopefully. let's just keep our fingers crossed.
That is anticipation. But
well,
and it's under probability.
All right.
If it will work or not.
We cannot tell for sure, but he's in the country, and hopefully we hope that he will get there and also talk to the... Okay, Dr. Paul Nwala, you want to say something about that?
You mentioned about while he was away, he was working virtually. Good. So if he was working virtually, doesn't that discredit him that someone who is active working virtually and things were getting worse? You are working virtually, killings are escalating. Doesn't that portray failure in the manner in which he is handling the affairs of Nigeria?
Well, the president is back today. So the question should be, what should Tinubu prioritize, upon his return to address the immediate concerns we're facing? Since you're saying, okay, he's being virtually does not in any way surface the issue. So he's back today. What should he prioritize? What would you say he should prioritize in order to address these immediate concerns of Nigerians?
Well, he is back, and we are hearing about having security meetings, consultations, and so on and so forth. So when we be expecting him to put whatever he has learned, whatever be the advice, whatever be the strategies, to practice as he's back. So we wait and watch to see within this period he's back if all these issues can be addressed.
Well, fingers crossed in anticipation.